So, yeah. But yeah, occasionally. What's your second question? It wasn't that I didn't like it. It was a different. Well, with Ichigo, right? I can find that character really easily. I can walk in, I can see what's going on, and I can do it because it's real obvious. He's fighting a hollow, you know. So then it's like, okay, I'm really mad, you know. It's like really kind of easy, you know. Where Code Geass, it's more of a mental thing, you know. And so it's tricky. Like I have to think a certain way, you know, whatever my evil plan is or whatever it is. I have to think a certain way, and I have to sound a different way to fool the other characters in the show, yet still let the audience know that I'm thinking this other way, you know. So it's a little bit different, you know. But I like the show, and I really like it now because in the beginning, I actually wanted to play the character a little bit different, and so now is kind of how I wanted to place the character a little with the zero tone, you know, because he's got that darker tone now. And I thought like maybe it would have worked kind of earlier, just little bits and pieces of it, but you know, it's what it is. And plus the other thing is like sometimes you get direction that doesn't make a lot of sense to you, you know. It translates well in Japanese, like in the Japanese, like this was, as far as I understand it, was coming from the Japanese director or from one of the producers, I'm not sure, but they said, my director was saying they want something like Phantom of the Opera when you're in Zero, you know, which to me is like, that's kind of weird, you know. That seems, yeah, exactly. But in English, does it translate, you know? Does it work for a bad guy to talk like this, you know, and be really melodramatic, you know? It kind of is weird and not very threatening, you know? You know what I mean? So, yeah, so it's like, I don't know. And so it just felt weird for me because I wanted to just take it kind of somewhere a little dark where he is now. But I guess it kind of makes sense, you know, and so I just kind of played it the way they wanted to at the beginning, you know.
This one's so deep now. I always compare, and I take British literature in high school, and if you've never heard of that, it's freaky. Reading that backward from someone thinking, seeing Sophia through my head, to reading back the narrative of the story.
Yeah. I read that a long time ago. I don't remember anything. In fact, I purposely forgot all that stuff. But you're right, though, that the story is really complex. It's a really good show. Kind of bummed that it's ending, you know, but I hear it's pretty cool, though. Oh, good. Yeah, so, I mean, there's always going to be mixed feelings. Like, some people didn't like the end of Wolf's Rain. I thought it was great. Did you guys see Wolf's Rain?
Yes.
I know, it is, but it's a good, I mean, it's a good show, though. But why did they sell any merch for it, you know? I just want like a wolf or something, you know? Not some bootleg something. I just want something cool from it, you know, other than a DVD or a poster. But they make freaking 1 million Ichigo dolls. No Kiba anywhere. That'd be cool to have a little Kiba and a wolf Kiba or something. I know, isn't that sad? Somebody go make them, but call it something else. Wolf Snow. We'll all know what it is. But they won't. Or Dog's Rain or something. Or Wolf's Rain, but spell rain the other rain. Yeah. Or R-E-I-G-N. Yeah, I know how to spell. Yes.
I'm sure you get this question a lot, but if somebody wants to be a voice actor, how do they get their foot in the door?
How do you get your foot in the door? Don't do it my way. If you do it my way, like if I were to tell you how I got into it, as a way to get into it, I will. You can ask somebody else what they think. But this is how I got into it, so I'm going to pretend like this is me telling you this is how you need to do it. All right, well, first, you got to do an independent film, okay? Live action, on camera, okay? You got to do a live action film. You got to somehow make sure that the sound guy screws up all the sound, so you have to go into the booth and dub all that audio, all right? And then when you're in there dubbing that audio, make sure you sound like a hero. like a good hero voice, right? So that the producers and directors will go, hey, you got a good hero voice. Hey, why don't you come audition for this anime? Oh, that's the other thing. Make sure that they do anime first before you do the independent film with them. And then when they ask you to come out for that audition, go to that audition and do your best to get it. And that's how you get into anime. That's how you become a voice actor. Let's get this written. That's how I did it. I know, it's like, that's how you do it, man. It's tough. I think, though, really, if you want to get into it, first, you obviously have to be able to act. You have to be able to take direction really well. And even if you don't like what the director is telling you to do, you got to do it anyways. Even if all the fans are going to say, why'd they do it that way? Boy, do they suck on this one. You have to take it. That's one of the things that really stinks, is because like there's been a few things where I'm like, I know that this sounds weird, the director, and I'm like, are you sure this sounds right to you? You know, and do people talk like this? You know, and I try to make it, but it's like, no, you got to do it this way. You know, you just have to do it. You know, and then people do go online, obviously, and say whatever they want to say. You know, except in your face, they usually don't. But yeah, so then you got to deal with that. But I think the way that you've got to do it is you have to be able to act. You have to have a decent voice. You have to be able to talk clearly without, you know, lisp or anything like that. And you got to get auditions, you know.